Welcome back, all you sports and gambling fans out there. Today, we're doing some NBA MVP betting coverage. And joining me here is our very own SBR contributor, Dave Golokhov. All right, man, let's tip it off right away, man. Let's talk about Stephen Curry for the Warriors. Now, right now, he is the favorite to win the regular season NBA MVP award. Bovada has him at minus 178 to take it, man. Do you think he's actually up for it, man? Can he actually take that MVP award?
I think he's the front runner right now. It's interesting going into the year. Kevin Durant, LeBron James, the two clear-cut front runners. It looks like Curry is the clear-cut front runner right now. You know, in short, you take the best player off the best team, and that would be Curry. And he's really elevated his game, and he's really he's moved into that elite status this year. Not only just elite statistics, but helping his teammates around him, elevating the whole team. So best player, best team, you know, the stats are there, leads the league in steals among, you know, great numbers across the board otherwise. He's definitely the guy to beat right now.
Right, no doubt. All right, the next one that you had on your list is the beard, James Harden, who Bovada has at plus 350. Now, why do you think he can actually take it, man?
Well, Harden is, you know, in my opinion, he's the number two. And the reason for that is Houston has trickled down the standings a little bit. You know, pound for pound, if they were even in the standings, I would give it to Harden. I think his numbers are just a bit better. You take a look, Grantland actually wrote a fantastic article as to what he means to the Rockets in terms of analytics. You know, his three-point shooting, he either shoots threes or gets to the basket. And it's a very good article, actually, talking about his missed shots and how many rebounds, you know, his team gets. He's very important to that team. He's an excellent passer as well. But the problem is that the Rockets have trickled down the standings. And when you go pound for pound, you know, I think Harden is the better player. That means more to the team. But it's hard to say that he's been the most valuable player when the Rockets, you know, they're not up there with Golden State for the top spot. They're a team that was there, but they faded, and I think that's what's going on. That's his biggest issue right now.
All right, man. The number 3 on your list is Anthony Davis, but dude, he's at plus 1,200 now. I think that's a little too risky to actually be putting money on, but still, it gives a good payout. Why do you think we should consider him?
Well, basically, if Harden and Curry get hurt, that's about it. Really, and probably LeBron James too, but Davis has elevated himself sort of in the way that Curry has. We knew he was a good player. Now he's become a superstar. Now he's a guy that you can build a franchise around. That's important for the MVP race. He's been the difference between probably New Orleans being a 500 team to them being one of the worst teams in the NBA. So that's a big deal. But this team isn't contending for anything. They're barely in the race for 8th place in the Western Conference. They're barely one game, you know, they're barely above 500, one game above 500. So that's not going to do it for the eyebrow. He's, you know, if this team was at all in contention, I think he'd be in contention. This being the case, that not being the case, I think plus 1,200, you're basically throwing your money down the toilet.
Yeah, I hear you, man. All right. It's kind of obvious that wherever King James goes, you know, he's going to make a difference. I mean, we compare Cleveland from last year to this year, and it's just abysmal, the difference that we've seen. All right, now Bovada has him at plus 350 to win it, man. And like you said, I mean, barring the injuries from the other first two guys, he might be able to take it. What do you think, man?
Well, with LeBron James, again, he was one of the favorites. So, you know, it's interesting. If you didn't bet it, if you bet it early, you're not in the worst shape right now, but you're obviously got horrible odds. But if you're betting it now, you know, he's pretty decent odds to potentially sneak in and win this race. The fact of the matter is this: Golden State shot up the standings, and you know their sort of trajectory has started very steep. They were fantastic. I think it started 21-2. Very slowly though, they've tapered off. And if they continue to taper off, and Cleveland's trajectory continues to be how it is, you know, Cleveland started poorly, but really shot up the standings with that big win streak, and LeBron James really keying that win streak. If this team essentially finishes the year, you know, from now till the end of the year, like they played in that winning streak, you know, let's say loses maximum 5 games, James is going to be right there with Curry in contention for that award, even though Cleveland had a horrible start. So James is probably your best bet from the long shots. And really, I'd bet him sooner than I would bet Davis or Harden, because I think that those two guys have a tougher road to get there. I think James, this team, we've seen them catch fire. If they finish up the season on a hot streak, he could win this award.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I'm just bored of seeing him winning all those awards. Anyways, man, the last one on your list is Pau Gasol. The thing is that Bovada doesn't have a line for him, though they did have a line for his brother Mark. Now, he's all the way at the bottom at plus 2,000. Anyways, I mean, I think we should focus on Pau in this case. Why do you think he deserves the MVP award, man?
Well, it's interesting. Pau has kind of been the glue for the Bulls this year, as bizarre as that sounds. I mean, this is a guy that was sort of signed as like the cherry on top. He was supposed to be the icing on the cake, guy that comes off the bench and just sort of, puts this team over the top. Turns out he's been fantastic for them. He's having, not a career year, but as good a year as he's ever had. While Derrick Rose has kind of been here and there, Pau Gasol has really been the guy. Also, Noah's been in and out of the lineup at times. Pau's been consistent. He's been sort of their rock. And the Bulls are a pretty good team, so that's why Pau should be in contention. He probably doesn't win the award. I mean, Derrick Rose is still there. Jimmy Butler has had a phenomenal year. He's probably the most improved player in the league. Taj Gibson's, not up for any awards, but a pretty solid guy himself. And Noah, of course, is there too. But Pau has really played to the level where you could put him in this conversation. I don't think he wins the award, but he's my fifth guy in line.
All right, man. Good stuff, Dave. Thanks for all the insights, and we'll talk some more sports tomorrow. Everyone else, don't forget to check back with us tomorrow for some more sports coverage and your free picks. Till then, for SBR Picks, this is Dax Floyd.